Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Hello, students. Hope you are all fine and healthy. Good day to all of you, and I hope that all of you have enjoyed the yesterday class. In today's class, we will discuss the brief history of computer and how computers have changed over the years. So that at the end of this lecture, you will be able to understand the different devices and the development of computer. But before we start our lesson, note down your today's diary. You will have to read chapter 1, which looks back, and learn Viva sheet number 1. Viva sheet will be attached at the end of this lesson. So let us look at the back and see the development of the computer step by step. First is Stone Age. During the Stone Age, cavemen used their fingers and toes to count. Then thousands of years ago, Chinese used the abacus for counting. In 1642, the Pascaline used tooth wheels, which were turned by hand to count. In 1694, the Leibniz calculator could add, subtract, multiply, and divide. In 1833, Charles Babbage, the father of computers, tried to make a machine that could do things the modern computer does, but the parts had not been invented. In 1940, the Mark I was amongst the first electronic computers to be invented. In 1946, the ENIAC, the first electronic computer, could solve problems at a faster speed than any other computing machine at the time. Then, in 1956, transistors were invented. The invention of transistors made computers smaller and faster. The integrated circuit was invented in 1958. It was first used by the United States Air Force in 1961 to create computers using silicon chip. So that was a brief information about the history of the computer. Now let us watch a video related to our lesson. And I also want you to watch and listen carefully.
History of computers. 2500 BC. The abacus. Abacus is the first known calculating machine used for counting. It is made of beads and rods. It is mainly used for addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. 1614 AD. Napier's bones. Napier's bones was invented by John Napier, a Scottish mathematician. A set of bones consisted of 9 rods, one for each digit, 1 through 9, and a constant rod for the digit 0. 1633 AD. The slide rule. It was invented by William Outred. The slide rule is embodied by the two sets of scales that are joined together with the marginal space between them. 1642 AD. The rotating wheel calculator. It was first developed by a French philosopher, Blaise Pascal. It consists of gears and levers. This is a predecessor to today's electronic calculator. 1822 AD. The difference engine. It was built by Charles Babbage, British mathematician and engineer. Babbage is called the father of today's computer. 1890 AD. Hollerith tabulating machine. It was developed by Herman Hollerith. It was designed by using punched cards. Generation of computer. First generation from 1940 to 1956. Vacuum tube. The first generation of computer used vacuum tubes for circuitry and magnetic drums for memory. It can solve only one problem at a time. Second generation from 1956 to 1963. Transistors. The second generation of computers replaced vacuum tubes by transistors. Transistors used punched cards for input and printout for output. Third generation from 1964 to 1971. Integrated circuits. Transistors were made smaller in size and placed on silicon chips. It increased the speed and efficiency of computers. It can solve many problems at a time. Fourth generation from 1971 to present. Microprocessor. Thousands of integrated circuits were built onto a single silicon chip. As these small computers became more powerful, they could be linked together to form networks, which eventually led to the development of the internet. Fifth generation, present and beyond. Artificial intelligence. Fifth generation computers will come close to bridging the gap between computing and thinking. Because of these advances in technology, we can now make movies, 3D computer animation, play video games, make music, do the schoolworks, or business,
No more money, loose change, or even swiping a
transportation, navigation, space technology, and many more. Computer
Now we will revise the question answer of chapter 1, which looks back. And what you have to do, you also have to memorize these questions. Question number 1 is, who is the father of the computer? The father of the computer is Charles Babbage. Question number 2 is, what was the name of first electronic computer? The name of the first electronic computer was Mark I. Question number 3 is, when was the integrated circuit invented? It was invented in 1958. That's all for today's lesson. I hope you have enjoyed the today's class. Don't forget to learn the question answers of Viva Sheet 1. Take care of yourself. Stay home, stay safe.